Ese amor llega sin esta manera, no tiene la culpa. Caballo le dan sabana, porque es muy despreciado, por eso no te perdono llorar. Ese amor llega sin esta manera, no tiene la culpa. Amor de compra y venta, amor del pasado. Ven, 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 ven. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. No te da perdón de Dios. Tú eres mi vida, la fortuna del destino. El destino te desaparado. Lo mismo ya callé, lo mismo soy yo. No te encuentro lavando. Eres posible, no te encuentro de verdad. Por eso un día no encuentro así de nada. Lo mismo ya callé, lo pienso en ti. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Yo la prefiero vivir así. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe, man. I'm excited. I'm going to tell you. I'm excited. I have a double header going on today.
I'm afraid to ask what the second part is.
Her?
Gyorgy and Lennis, yes.
The second part? She's the first part. He's the second part. Gyorgy told me to say that, by the way. But anyway, welcome to the cafe. We have a nice little setup we're going to be talking about today. We put this deal together very late last night. And Gyorgy was kind enough. I don't know how he got his wife to come because she's always working. This woman is always working. She's going to tell you this for herself. I don't know how. I mean, they're already looking at the clock. You know, when that happens, whoop, 86, they got to go.
He's been wired since yesterday. And then last night, he was up all night talking to you, I guess to both of you. And then here we go today.
Well, she was standing in the wings because she was like, okay, we got to go to bed. You know, but he doesn't go to sleep, does he? all day long.
Well, we've got Lennis Sabatino and we've got Gyorgy Lakatos of Gypsy Nation, who was kind enough to come on Monday night and perform with Gypsy Nation here in the studio on Brooklyn Cafe Show After Hours. It aired on True Oldies 95.3, 96.9, and all over South Florida, True Oldies Radio. And then I don't know what you did. It must have been a gift from God that you got them both here. And you got Lennis as
God
well.
is good. And and he was supposed to be in another state.
That's
we're
what
gonna get we're
so
gonna get
Freddie
into
says
it.
to me, Gyorgy's coming. I said, but he left 2 days ago, and he said he didn't go.
He didn't.
Right? Well, you're here Monday. You said, I'm booking the tickets. I'm going home to pack, and I'm leaving Tuesday morning.
And he didn't go.
And here you are.
Here he is. Voila! He went and came back.
Now, I know you guys are in a time constraint, so where are we starting?
Let's
With
start
Lennis
with
or
Gyorgy.
Gyorgy?
Let's start with Gyorgy, and he can
Okay.
introduce Lennis.
We've got Gyorgy Lakatos of Gypsy Nation joining us. A true honor. I got to tell you how we even met him and that he came and that the back Monday night was absolutely spectacular. Thank you and your band and that horrible rainstorm. But you all played right through it. Amazing. Such music, such talent, and amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, welcome back. Welcome back on our midday, a little more quiet that we do.
Now we wanted to talk to Joy. We wanted to talk a little bit about your dad, your grandfather, the music, the Gypsy Kings, all that stuff that you
How it all came to be?
How it came to be. But I'm also interested because we were learning about how you met your wife. She happens to be from the Bronx, Kennedy High School, which I'm gonna tell you is a story of itself. Going through the cloisters, right?
Story of my life we can tell in the other interview. It has to be longer because we don't have time to
We
do
need
this
a
for
day.
right
The
now.
other stories on. Can you give us some history on Gypsy Nation?
The Gypsy Nation I created 15 years ago. It's mean gypsies playing with me the all different countries. So all nations like Brazilian gypsies, like one of my singer friends from Spain, all over the world. I choose the best.
What's a gypsy?
Gypsy is a nation. We have our own language. Also, we have 7 different tribes of gypsies, which is 7 different language, 7 different culture. It's a really, really long story.
So you have to know 7 languages to talk among the nations?
Same than the Jews. They have 12 tribes. Gypsies
Really?
has 7.
I didn't know.
But
Gypsies
we are
had seven.
believe Zipporah, Moses' wife. We call her our mother. So
I
who
did
knows
not
what's
know that.
happened when we're traveling 4 years.
That's true.
So
too.
Moses' wife is the gypsy's mother.
that's what we said.
I like that.
She was gypsy, and Moses married with her, and then her family and his family, they get together.
It makes a whole lot of sense then.
And the Jews, they still looking for the last tribes. It's probably us. We don't know. It's
Yeah, they're looking for the third. There's a whole big political controversy on that one, but
They're,
yes.
they're looking for the last tribe?
They're
is that
looking
what-
for the 13th tribe, yep.
yes.
You guys are always lost.
But somehow we keep showing up, don't we?
I told you we need more time. It's not enough.
But here we are.
You gotta be in the Bronx. They're probably buried in Riverdale, for all I know. They're probably up there somewhere. A lot of things are hiding up there.
And you're originally from where? France?
I'm born in Budapest, Hungary,
Oh, Hungary, okay.
but I moved 3 years to Italy, from the Switzerland, Spain. I living 6 years in Holland, France, Lyon, 2 years, all over the world, until I get the contract here in Florida, and I moved here 2000, 23 years already.
Hence the gypsy. I don't know what she's trying to tell us.
I have no idea.
What are you trying to tell us?
I don't hear sign language.
Something about a guitar. I'm getting sign language.
The Facebook stream canceled because of the music.
That's okay. It's still on. Keep going.
Are we still playing?
I don't know. Keep going.
All right, so we'll keep going. So you lived in all of these countries.
Yes.
And your dad, is he part of the whole Gypsy Nation?
My dad has a different band too, also my grandfather. So my grandfather created the whole, he started the whole family when he was 12 years old. It was after the first war.
Wow.
So he's created the music school in Europe and all of these things. And he teach me. When I was 4 years old, he started to teach me to music, and he was trying to put me in the music school, and he take me to the school, and he told the teacher, I have my grandson, he's really, really talented. He said, let me hear this guy. I was 4 years old, like literally can walk, right? And talk forever. So, and the teacher said, I never heard this kind of talent. We have to wait legally 2 more years to take him to the music school. But until that, I can teach him privately in my house. So when I was 7, I get my first award in Sweden. I play for the theater and everybody was blind. And end of the show, they told them, you guys didn't hear an adult, he's 7 years old.
Wow.
And they was shocked,
You were
And I
like
was
the
keep
first contestant on The
continue-
Voice.
Yeah. I was keep continue to work and play. Some was lucky also too.
So you did music
And
your whole life.
blessed with the music.
Your whole life has been music. Your grandfather, your father. How about your mom?
My mom family too, everybody. Really famous
Everyone does
musician.
music.
Last week they opened a museum for my family in Budapest. It's gonna be 2 weeks. They can go to see the culture and about the music, what they create and what they did.
A whole museum?
Yeah, the whole museum is 2 weeks now. People can go around of the world to see them.
That's pretty an amazing
I
legacy.
was in the
that you've got.
Facebook post. I'm gonna send you later the link.
Are you going to go?
No, I can't go right now because I'm before the touring. So
'Cause you're gonna be, wow. What a story.
You
And what
do
brought you
listen.
to the States?
excuse me.
What brought you to the U.S.?
I invited here by someone.
All right, and now you're here. And now you're here.
Yeah, I'm here.
And what's happening with Gypsy Nation? You've got a great tour. I know you're going to be at Gulfstream Park on September 3rd.
Yeah, September 3rd, the Gulfstream Park, 8 p.m. show, and I'm going to do 2 different genre. We're starting with Santana, because he's my favorite guitar player, and his birthday was yesterday before. So we're going to play Carlos Santana music, and then Gypsy Kings.
Did you know his birthday was yesterday?
Santana? Yeah, day before
It
yesterday.
makes a whole lot more sense, doesn't
We
it?
born in same month,
When's your birthday?
August 10.
Yeah, we're
I'm
going to be
f-
celebrating.
50,
We have a
Gonna be
little
50.
surprise for you
10
today.
days from now, next week. So
Wow, well, happy
Well,
early birthday.
It's your birthday month
it's my
because you're in
birthday.
August, right? So it's your birthday month. You know, in Florida, we don't celebrate one day. It's not like the Bronx. You celebrate 5 hours and you run to somebody's house. But here, they celebrate the whole month, right? Beginning, middle, and end. And some people take 2 months. It depends.
I'm going
birthday
to do
month.
that, especially now, because it's a 50. It's a big number.
It's a big birthday.
Yeah.
And you were telling me on Monday night you've got a couple of groups. You've got your Gypsy Nation, and then you've got your Yiddish Papas.
Yes.
Those 2 groups, and you tour locally?
Yeah,
And
we have
abroad.
2 groups. One is the Yiddish Papas, one of them the Gypsy Nation. So we touring differently. But the Yiddish Papas, most of them the holidays, for Jewish holidays. It's coming. We do a lot of shows.
Again, see, everything revolves around the Jewish holidays. Have you ever noticed that everything revolves around the Jewish holidays? Can't do this week in September, can't do this the second week in September.
But you guys control the calendar.
And if the Jewish holidays are either late or they're early, they're never on time. I don't know what this year we're considered to be, but it's never on time. It's either late or early this year.
Oh,
Grow up in my people.
Get a migraine.
But we do control the calendar.
You do. You guys control everything on the calendar. You made the calendar.
There you go.
So it's simple stuff like that. Okay, so the other half, because we could, and the time restrictions, I want to get his wife involved in this conversation. I mean, we could do a whole 2 hours on their history of what they do, how they do it, the people in the band, concerts. So the next concert is Gulfstream
Yes, September 3rd, Gulfstream, in Florida.
in Florida, because you're going to be going to San Francisco.
First, I'm going to, on my birthday, I'm going to drive to Savannah, Georgia.
I don't understand
Because I
that
have
either,
a
but
show
okay.
there in the 11th, but I have to leave at the 10th.
Well, you got to get all your equipment there. You can't fly. Savannah's only 8 hours
He's driving.
to Savannah,
driving.
Georgia. That's not so far.
It's
You're
going to be
taking
like
like a
5.5, 6 hours. It's not that
Oh,
bad.
yeah, that's
And
nothing.
from there, I'm going to Texas, and we're going to California. That's a full
So
band.
you're taking a van? You're not going to drive and
No,
then
we're
play.
flying everywhere. We're flying everywhere.
Or you're flying.
Only just to Georgia I'm going to drive.
You're going to drive to Georgia.
Yes. And then everywhere else we're flying.
Savannah's beautiful.
Not 8 hours, it ain't. And then you're going to drive and then play. And then you're going to drive back?
Yes.
I see. Well, that's an interesting way of doing things. New Year's Day, I drove to Atlanta and came back on New Year's night because I had to put some equipment up there. And it's unbelievable.
But Savannah's great. So now we need to bring in your lovely wife. You've been together 14 and a half years. I know, you said you would never marry a musician, date a musician, so here you go, you married one, even better. Give us some background on your singing career. You always liked jazz?
Yes, jazz has always been my passion. I started as an ambassador of peace with the All City High School Choir in New York City. I started singing when I was 15. Big first concert was with Mel Torme at Carnegie Hall.
Wow.
And from there we went on to just travel.
Well,
as a
hold
group.
on. You said your first concert?
Yeah,
Mel Torme
yeah.
At Carnegie Hall.
at Carnegie Hall.
And when I was 19, I sang at the Grammys. I represented the northeastern part of the United States as one of the young voices. So I am an alumni of the NARIS Foundation for life, just because I did that as a teenager. It was a lot of fun.
How'd
By the
that all
time I was
happen? How
19.
did you get involved in
God,
the political side of it?
You know, it's kind of funny growing up in New York City. It's your backyard is big, all right. And I always say, opportunity. When you're prepared and opportunity meets you, you're able to take advantage of that. So yeah, there's some degree of luck, but I've been writing songs since I was 11 years old. Music has always been a part of my life. I started playing piano when I was about 5 years old, and I didn't look back. And even though my mom used to always say, "Shut up, you can't sing," because my great uncle on my dad's side was a Helden tenor and was an amazing opera singer. So her ear was just like, mm-mm. But I was at the crux, I was a jazz vocalist. So fast forward to 1995 when I went to the Grammys. I got to meet Tony Bennett, who just recently passed, and I got to sing with him at the Person of the Year Awards.
Wow.
And he looked me straight in my eye and he said, "Don't you ever stop singing jazz. Don't let these sharks change you." And I got a scholarship to Berklee College of Music in Boston, went and got my education there, and tried. They tried. They really did try. He was right. They tried many times to turn me into this pop culture star and things that I just wasn't willing to give up. I love jazz. It's my language. It's what I love, breathe. I mean, I do everything else. I'm a co-owner of Marcia Mitchell Music and Events out of West Palm and New York, and we book bands all around. You know, we're going to Ohio. One of our website tags is floridasbestbands.com because we kind of keep it there scripted with the celebrity style. So I enjoy being able to have my anonymity and also have my career and be able to sing and do concerts on a local level and international level, no matter what.
I was going to ask, you're still singing then?
Absolutely. I was
Always-
just singing on Tuesday.
Were you on Tuesday?
On Tuesday we're doing these trivia nights with Legends Radio, and I was just there at the Ben Hotel in West Palm Tuesday night, and I don't know which date we're doing it in, August again, but it'll be out there on my social media stuff.
Well, now we got to get her singing in True Oldies if she's singing for Legends.
Oh, she sings. Yeah. And you teach people to sing.
I do. So I'm a voice coach, and I teach people privately. So most of my students are already established singers and musicians that are out there, and I want them to be able to enjoy the process. I always say raw talent is great until it stops working on you. And I love putting my students from the passenger seat of hoping and praying that their voice is going to do what they want it to do into the driver's seat and really understanding it. I had a great coach and mentor, Ron Anderson, and now his son, Dr. Pipe Perez, is the one that's touring with all the celebrities. The Voice Tech method is something that I live and breathe, and it's something that I love to share.
What's it like having two musicians in one house?
Challenging. We'll just say it keeps it spicy.
Is it the music? Is it The different
No, I think that
approaches?
people have this idea of like, we actually did a spoof one day. Remember when we did that? He walked in with I go, this is what people think happens at our house. Like I'm walking around serenading him all day and he's walking around with the guitar, playing guitar. Well, that's not what we do. So we did a whole spoof on Facebook and he was like, and I was like, oh, honey, you're home. And he comes in with the guitar and he's like, get the hell out of here. You know, I'm like, no, it's still just a regular relationship. You know, we hang it up at the door just like any other job. And, you know, we have children, and he has 2 children from his first marriage that are out in Budapest. And then I have a son from a previous relationship. They're all in their 20s. They're all grown adults. And then together we have our 13-year-old, Luca. And so, you know, we're just parents and doing our thing at home, just regular stuff.
And
I'm
Luca,
also the grandparents too. I have 3
Yes.
grandkids.
3 how
Yes.
old are your grandkids?
5, 3 months, 4 months old,
He's 4 months old, the
and
baby.
9.
And you're not even 50 yet?
I start
Pretty
my life
amazing.
early.
What a nice life.
His first marriage, tell him how old you were when you first got married.
18.
Wow. He beat you.
I
was young.
don't say nothing.
He was young.
I don't say
He
nothing.
beat you. Luca must be into music. There's no way with both of you he can't be.
So actually, looking at the artwork that you have here, that's really what he wants to do. He does act and sing, and I think that just because they're around us, they just enjoy it. My 26-year-old used to sing with me on stage at all the concerts that I would do. His name is Brian Bautista. Now he's a mechanical engineer that specifies in robotics. And, you know, he used to sing and had superiors when he was in high school. And now he's like, nope, this is what I'm doing. So I don't pressure them into the way that our parents used to, like try and make sure that you're doing what we want you to. But Luca loves it, and he's in drama, and he does musical theater, so he's enjoying it for now. We'll see.
Do you ever tour together? You ever see? No.
When we have to, yes.
When we have to, see that? When we have to.
Well, she's open for him.
Yeah.
With certain
Okay.
gigs,
Yeah, I've
right?
done that. I've done that. Yeah, he's
She
done
also
a few
called me
concerts.
sometime in her gig, so
Yeah.
we're supporting each other. That's
Right. I mean, it all depends. Like sometimes they want the style, and I'm like, yeah, I can bring a Gypsy King style musician with me, and they're like, absolutely, let's do it. Just because it's a total different dynamic. But
Well, I like the dynamic difference. I like the
Yeah.
jazz. You know, I'm a big jazz buff. I like the jazz, and then he comes in, and some of the music that you play, my parents, my mother and dad, may they rest in peace, they loved. I like the change. You know, it's like having a chocolate chip cookie with chocolate chips. You get both flavors. So
Yeah, I also did a CD when I was tried to make songs like, let's say, jazzy songs. I have 3 original from Johnny Cash. I made it for my own. So a lot of things like Sting, I love Sting, and you know, those kind of stuff I created to my own version. So
but you can play anything.
anything.
You're like my brother Harry. He could play anything. Harry saw an instrument, he listened, and he played the piano. He taught himself. Played
Because
guitar, he taught
the
himself.
way that they be learning and they teach us in Europe, we don't learn genre, we learn music. So when you become musician, I can play like pop, rock, R&B, I don't care. And
can
it's
do
just
anything.
music, even classical or forever.
And he
And
could,
she knows I have a perfect pitch, and I heard. And
yeah.
it's
I never asked
told
what
me
is the
about
key.
this.
I heard
It's
the first
ridiculous.
note, boom, and I'm right there. And
I think that
even
for me was where I had the aha moment. I was pregnant, and we went to visit his family out in Montreal. And I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. It's like they started playing musical instruments. So he plays the cimbalom as well, which is one of the most traditional instruments. It's the instrument that's in the Bible is what we call it, right? So he started with that, and they just started playing musical instruments. Like he ended up playing the viola, and then the violin, and then the upright bass came to him, and I was just like, what is going on? And it's all his uncles and cousins, and they're just passing the instruments around the table. Like I was like, this is like musical chairs I've never, like to a level that I've never seen. He plays every instrument. He can sit at a piano and play. It's crazy. It's crazy to witness. He's incredibly talented.
And she teaches perfection. He plays perfection. And it's funny because I'm talking to him. Now, first of all, I don't know a beat from a beat. I think if it sounds good, you saw yesterday, it just moves me and moves me. But he can tell you perfection of sound because he likes perfection. But she teaches perfection. You got two people in here that
are
come like
perfectionists.
this, and they end up in one point.
But imagine being able to play every instrument.
It's
I got to tell you.
You can't learn that. That's innate. That's just
You
genetics.
can't. It's not the way you learn.
Right.
I have a story too. They called me one for the German gig, and they told me to play accordion. Like these parts for accordion have a AED bass, right? So and the right parts is like a keyboard. So which is I play a piano or something. I pick it up, and they was asked me to play the Blue Danube waltz. So I pick it up and I start to play without I touch it ever in my life.
And you played it.
That's instrument.
Yeah, it's not learned. This
Because
is just
it's you.
who you
It's
are.
you.
It's a gift.
It's just a gift.
I grew up in a house where my father had 14 brothers and sisters and my mother had 15. And my uncles were one day in Puerto Rico and we made this big circle. And in Spanish it's called parranda, when you go out and do Christmas carol,
yeah.
right? So they did the
We
same
just came back from Puerto Rico. Sorry.
But they did the same thing. My brother played every instrument known to man, and he never played it. And they were exchanged the gifts, and they kept introducing different instruments. So there's a Dominican instrument that I think it has like a conga, and it has something on the side, and you gotta. It's
La
really
tambora.
exacto.
La tambora.
Okay, so they brought
I'm
this.
Dominican, so.
Okay, so they brought this thing out, and my brother goes, he looks at it and he goes, "What is that?" They've never seen it. And they started to play it. And they were just in this big circle and they used to travel. We used to travel all over the island doing parrandas. And she knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
With instruments, and people were singing, they never sang, but I gotta tell you, I grew up in that environment, so I know exactly what you're talking about, and it just brings it back again and again and again, which is amazing.
You can't learn it. It's just who you
You
are.
know it.
You
I
just know
always
it.
say music is like breathing. You know, when you have an ear, at least this is what I tell my students. I'm like, we have to educate your ear first so that your ear can hear everything. And once you can hear it, you can kind of replicate it. But the innate ability of being able to pick up any instrument that's a gift.
And that blew you
just-
away. And you're a musician. You're trained.
Yeah.
Classically trained. through
My father
Berkeley.
was the same as him. Never
Oh,
studied
really?
never studied a music note. Didn't know what it was, and he would pick up any instrument. He just had perfect pitch. So I get it from that side of my family, but yeah, no, like unfortunately he passed away when I was 12, so I didn't really experience a full life of him doing that. But when I met him, I was just like, oh God, you're just like Dad. It's kind of crazy. It's almost like he put you in my path. Like, here, I wasn't there for you, but now you got it. You know, it's just really weird. But you know, you kind of just take life as it comes.
So, sometimes in the tours we playing a lot of games with the band because we love to have challenge, right? So somebody play card game or domino and we put some dollar and some money. We do how perfect your pitch. So let's say I do this. What note was that, or this, or this? We're playing games.
It's called the perfect pitch game.
And
Like, find
even
out
be
what notes
driving
it
in the
is.
car and I tell my
Card games.
my solo guitar player Fred or something. What was the key? What was that? And you have to pay me $1 if it's not good. So it's
I'm
not-
going to give you Monopoly. The pitch game.
The perfect pitch
What
game.
pitches? Wow. Now I gotta ask. Recently, within, I'd say 2 years, what has been something that has impressed you? Because I want to see how high the bar goes here on something that he's done, and then I'm going to ask you the same question about her. So what has, in the last 2 years, really impressed you that you've either discovered or saw or something on your husband's
So I think
career?
that COVID really changed the game for us as entertainers and the entertainment business. I mean, I think that hospitality and entertainment we're still just trying to recover from it still. This past season is when I was like, oh, look, we're finally out of our COVID coma, right? Because I just felt that everybody went into this reclusive state, and it was tough. It was tough to come out of it. So he literally just kind of like hit the ground running. He's like, all right, I'm out. We're gonna just get Gypsy Nation out, and he just stuck by that. And the resiliency of being able to do that and not just throw in the towel and say, you know, like that's it, like this is crazy, we can't keep doing this just financially, just it's fiscally irresponsible. He just kept on going. Like it was just amazing to watch him just persevere and say, okay, well, we can't work here, so I'm traveling, I'm leaving, and just go out and still do that. So I think that that's the most in the last couple of years. That's probably been the best thing, is that he's just been resilient no matter what's happened.
Gyorgy, what pushes you to keep going?
Keep going. I'm so lucky I have a wife like she's, because she always gives me energy, and she's really, really strong. She's really powerful, and
I see. Well, yeah.
she keeps together the family, even the worst time. When sometimes I'm giving up, she's the one who keep going.
She's persistent.
But you're spiritual.
We are both crazy.
No, but you're spiritual. It's more than, all right, the finances, fiscally irresponsible. There's something in you. You're gifted with music. You told me the background of the mother of the Gypsy Nation. You're spiritual, you're biblical, you're, I don't know if you're religious, but you're
Yes.
spiritual.
Yeah, we're both religious. Yeah.
So I mean, he's Jewish and also has Christianity that was embedded in him, just because the Gypsy Nation itself, they're very, you know, Christian based as well as very Jewish. So his grandmother, so he's very Jewish in his belief, and I think that for me, in all the time when he went to Israel and he stood by that wall, he came back a changed human being. He was just like, what is going on? And I was like, you know, it's nice to be connected. I am very, very spiritual. I was born and raised Catholic, and my mom will probably have a heart attack if she hears this, but I don't only solely believe in a religion itself. I believe that your spirituality has to be something that comes from within, and it's a relationship that you can talk to God the way that we're talking right now. I'm in the car and I'm like, you know what, Papa? Seriously? Like, can you move the traffic for me? You know? And it's just having that personal relationship is what gives you that connection to spirit and that connection to whatever it is that you believe in. And I respect everyone in their beliefs. You know, I just feel that you need to just have that space.
That was the miracle happened with me in Jerusalem, like she said, because this is a short story. So I bought a present for her family, my family, everybody, you know, cross. When the people go to Israel and they're selling souvenirs and a lot of stuff. So I have a big bag in my hand full of souvenirs before I'm going to pray to the hotel, to the wall, the western. And the piece of paper I wrote down, when you always putting in the wall this, you know the story, right? So you have to go through, able to go to the wall for the security, like in the airport. I put all of my bag and everything from my pocket put it back to my bag, my pants. So before I'm walking to the wall, I'm looking the paper, looking for everything. My pocket was totally empty. My bag was with me when I was walking there, but I don't find the bag. And I touched the wall, start to play, and I feel like sprinkling everything for around me. And God told me, said, you don't need this paper. You don't need nothing. I know why you came here. That's what He told me. So if you believe or not, but I know it's true. That's happened. So it changed my life. And I went back to the souvenir place. I was had to buy everything again.
Because my mom, again, being Catholic, having a rosary from over there, you know, he was just like, oh, I gotta bring it back for her. But again, it's like I told him, like, those are symbols that you only give, your spirituality is what gives it meaning. It's not the thing that brings it to you. It's you and what you believe in.
That's how you feel. Do you think your both spirituality together has led you on a different journey?
I think
enhanced it?
that spiritual growth is ongoing forever. I don't think that it's anything that you kind of reach or attain, or it's a lifelong journey. I think that that's the reason why we're here. You know, we're supposed to journey and grow and learn to love each other, even strangers, as we go around. I had recently, people have asked me this in two different places. One was on July 4th. And this lady just looked at me and she saw me packing up the equipment after performing like every other musician does. And she says, what do you think, if you could have anything in the world, Lennis, anything in the world, what would you want? And I stood there and my friend is sitting next to me. She's like, uh-oh. She looks down and she's like, oh no. Because she knows how I am. And I was like, for me? She's like, yeah, anything, ask for it, anything. And I was like, for me. I was like, there's nothing material that this world offers that I need. I said, if I were to ask for something that could be granted worldwide, I would want to make sure that every single human being goes to sleep with food in their stomach, that no one ever goes hungry. And that's the only thing I would ever wish for. If I had a genie, and that's the thing, I said, because I feel that if we feed each other, then we love each other. And if we love each other, then all this hate starts kind of equaling out, and then nobody's ever, you're not threatened. If that person over there is hungry, their animal instinct is going to kick in because survival is going to have to kick in. So then if I feed that person, then that person's not going to come in and rob a store because they need milk for their children or they need milk for themselves. So that to me is probably like the greatest thing, and it's what I strive for. You know, no matter what. I could be coming to a gig at the Boca Resort and I'll just have ordered some food and I'll pull over and I'll see that someone is homeless and then I'll be like, here, eat. You know, just because I feel that that's what we're lacking as humanity is the unity of spirit, of remembering that we're just all here on this planet together for a short time.
We're lacking humanity sometimes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We talk about this all the time.
True
Same
that.
here when we're traveling with the band, because the whole Gypsy Kings, they don't play 2 years, because everybody for the whole band, they renew, the newborn Christians. So now they are only just God, they don't do nothing until now. They let them to play now, because they said that you cannot perform because it's not too loud. But now they yes. So when they coming, we traveling, me example, we went to California. One of them bring his jacket and the full clothes, and he see the people outside in the street. He took off his jacket. Everywhere we go during the tour, let's say we are 7, we pay for a cashier the number 8, one more extra food to somebody who we always help, always.
It's like giving back. Well, that's why you
Yeah.
work. It's not that you're both musicians. It's
Yeah.
because spiritually and ethically, you're the same.
Yeah.
Right? Your souls are the same. You grew up a gypsy?
Yes,
Yes.
but I'm born in the Jewish town in Hungary. I'm only one was gypsy.
You
I
went
even
to-
went to the Jewish school in Hungary, Budapest. So, but it doesn't matter if you don't know the culture, Gypsy and the Jewish, it's same. It's nothing too much. Similar tradition and a lot of things is same.
Fascinating. I don't know. So I'm trying to learn everything through
Only
you.
only one difference: the Jews they believe Moses, and Gypsies they believe Jesus.
But wait a minute. Can somebody
know that?
become? I don't know nothing. Can somebody become? Can I become a gypsy?
You cannot.
I
You
cannot.
have to born for
I
that.
have to be born.
It's a birthright.
It's a passage. Can I be a wannabe gypsy?
A lot of rules.
A what?
A lot of
Lot of
rules.
rules.
Forget it. You can't be it.
For
Can't
Jews
be
too, they don't have just a 10 commandment. They have 362 commandments.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but it's not impossible to,
It's not,
especially
nothing
in
is
this life.
impossible.
So the difference is that the gypsies believe in Jesus and the Jews believe in Moses.
Yes, but most similar is the tradition and the way they live. Let's say we have some problem between gypsy and gypsy, or Jew to Jew. You're not going to the judge, or you don't call. You call the
Rabbi.
like a rabbi, or you call the gypsies has same thing.
Gypsies have priests or rabbis?
No, it's
Say it say it in the gypsy language. It's all right.
it's a first. This person has to be wealthy, and he's our boss, or I don't know how you call it. It's kind of like the
the
chief
leader.
rabbi or somebody called, and he decide. So you go to the court, the gypsy court, but between us. Actually, last week I was watching in Instagram, some parents they lost their kids. Somebody took them to takeover anyway. So that was the big crowd for that one, and around all over the US, from New York, California, New Jersey, everywhere, like million people was in the Instagram live to deciding what's going to happen with the family.
So was Moses, was Miriam a gypsy?
That's the story said. Yeah.
Wow. Now, are you
As the
a
story
gypsy?
goes.
I am not.
But you know everything, the 300
I've
rules?
learned just throughout our relationship. I mean, when I first met him,
She's
I
Dominican
don't know.
and she's Latinas.
But
The
this is what I'm
Dominican
saying,
and
because it's
Brazilian.
Dominicana.
the Latinos and the Gypsies really close to each other. So
I'm almost
Well,
It's
her
a
last
similar.
name's Sabatino, so
yeah,
she's kind
I'm
of like
Dominican
you.
and Sicilian. Yeah.
And
you're
I'm
Puerto
Puerto Rican and Sicilian,
That's
and not
right.
a
And
Sicilian.
it only
Italian.
happens in New York City. I always say that
Absolutely.
joke. That will only happen in New York. Yeah.
Wow. So you know a lot of the stuff that he lives by.
Yes. Yeah.
And this is a book.
It's fascinating, right?
This is a book waiting to be written. Have you written a book?
No.
Why not? This
Yeah,
is
I
amazing
guess we
stuff.
just haven't even gotten there, but I mean, I write all the time, but I write more sonnets and poems and songs.
I think you can write. They can write it through song.
Yeah.
They can, or we
Which
can
would be
use,
pretty
or
cool.
we can use words. Now, the funny thing is, the Gypsies, they have their own quiet nation, correct? So they're very personal. They keep things close to the vest. Because
Yes.
I've been around the block. I mean, in New York,
Yeah.
you run into everything, right?
Yep.
I grew up in the Heights.
Oh, yeah.
So I got
yeah.
close to where you live,
Yeah.
but not quite. What I'm amazed at is how selective and quiet your whole beliefs are. I know nothing about
Yeah.
this. I know a little bit about the Jewish, I know about the Catholics and everything in between. But this is fascinating stuff. That you live by this, yes?
yes.
Well, if you think biblically back to when the Jews traveled for 40 years in a lifetime,
Yeah.
as gypsies and Jews, we're always
You
traveling.
may be a gypsy.
There's no doubt. There is no doubt. I
Gypsies,
think
they
I
always
found my
traveling.
calling.
That's why we cannot stay home. We have to go and we have to
You have to-
travel.
You're always traveling.
You
You
can't
go to-
stay in one place.
You go to the desert and you start going all over the place. Then your son is a gypsy
Yes. By
Yes.
birth, yes.
by birth, right? Mm-hmm. Wow, what a gyp. I want to be gypsy.
It's fascinating.
I think
Learning
it's
more and more.
outstanding.
Absolutely.
What a way to live. And then I guess you're going to learn the culture. This must be fascinating for you.
It absolutely is. You know, I was laughing because I'm like, I never thought in my life I'd be learning Hungarian. It's like, it's out of all of the languages in the world, it's probably the most difficult. And when we first had my son, his mom, you know, she speaks English, but it's limited. So I literally got Rosetta Stone and started learning phrases. And when he came back from tour, I'd just say like, well, how much is the hotel? And he started laughing. He's like, what are you learning? I'm like, phrases, because I don't know, because I don't even know how to approach it. Now I understand a lot. I understand way more than what he thinks.
Oh, really?
Speaking it is still a little bit weird for me because
understanding.
I pull a lot from the Latin influence. You know, I speak Spanish. I speak both English and Spanish fluently. I sing in Italian, and so speaking it, and my tone is something off. But his cousin always says, he's like, actually, when you speak it, your diction is quite on. That's just the singer in me.
There's a tone to the language.
Yeah, like every language has it. Kind of like even in New York, you know, if you're from the Bronx, we have a different kind of twang. If you're from Brooklyn, there's a little bit of a twang. You know, so just where you're from has a different, it vibrates differently. You know, it just vibrates.
Bada bing, bada boom.
How'd you get your name?
This is a funny story. So I have an eldest sister. There's 3 of us. So my mom had her first, and my dad was absolutely sure. I mean, he's a Sicilian, Hispanic tradition guy, right? Absolutely sure that the second child was going to be a boy. And back then in the 70s, you know, I guess sonograms weren't a thing yet, you know. So I was born and he was like, oh, it's going to be Lenny. I want Leonardo. I want Lenny Sabatino. That's the name that I want. And when I was born, I shocked both of them. And my mom was like, just drop the Y and add an IS. Call her Lennis. That's it. There's no magical potion to my name. I'm like, you didn't even give me a middle name, Mom. She's like, no need. Lennis, that's it.
It's beautiful.
So yeah, so that's how I got it, and I'm the only one in the United States. confirmed by the IRS.
Real?
Lennis, I was like, Lennis,
Hello.
so I can't hide. I'm like, I'm done.
They know where
That's
you
it.
are.
They know exactly where
Oh,
she
I'm
is.
the only one.
Oh my God. And where are you performing next?
So the next one is going to be the trivia night that I'll do in August.
Okay.
They haven't confirmed the date since we just got through with this one. That's public. Then the other events, I do a lot of private events and a lot of private shows and a lot of private concerts through Marcia Mitchell Music, our company, and we just travel and book.
And Gyorgy, your next event in Florida is September 3rd at Gulfstream Park.
Gulfstream Park.
And how big a venue is that? It's pretty tremendous.
Depends what they're doing. I don't know if it's standing or
Okay.
ticketing.
It's big.
It's big.
It's big.
I think it's 1,600.
Yeah, it goes up to 16.
I think it's 1,600.
I love the stage. It's beautiful, nice.
All right, you want
He
to take a
just
commercial
plays.
break? Then we have to celebrate his birthday.
We're gonna do that. And when we go to break, I want you to play the clip of her singing
Okay.
before we go to break. So let's play the clip, and then when we break back, don't disappear.
Gentlemen, please welcome Lennis Sabatino.
Whatever Lennis wants, ooh, Lennis gets. And little man, little Lennis wants you. Make up your mind to have, ooh, no regrets. Recline yourself, resign yourself, you're through. Please go tell him to put on some speed, follow my lead. Oh, how I need someone who watch over me. Someone who watch over me. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. Now E is even more than anyone that you adore. And love is all that I can. How are all of you doing today? Hey, I like partying. What can I tell you? This is my slow Roomba salsa song, right? Tall and young and dark and handsome, that boy from Ipanema goes walking, and when he passes me by, all I do is sigh. Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez.
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Amp Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
There is no way to ignore it. You hear it on the news, online, from your friends and family. What happened to my money? Whether it got hit by falling stocks and bonds, with the coronavirus, shrunk by a floundering 401k with low interest rates, and is riding the extreme ups and downs of the stock market with political elections. Many Americans are worried about their money and how they're going to retire. Help protect your financial future now and call J.D. Melberg for your complimentary book from a leading financial firm that shows you ways not to run out of money whether the market goes up or down. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that can protect your money for a lifetime. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits of annuities from hundreds of top-rated insurers, helping you to find ways to get up to 33% more income in retirement. That's right. 2 books, both absolutely free, for calling J.D. Melberg. Help protect your financial future.
Call 877-643-3015.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties, open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
South Florida's Good Time Oldies. Now, Boca and Delray Beach have their own oldie station. Catch us on 95.3 FM. It's the greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s. On South Florida's Good Time Oldies, 95.3 FM.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
What a treat today.
I gotta tell you,
I feel like I found my
learned-
people. I am so excited. You have no idea.
You've been founded.
You never feel like you're lost and then you finally make sense? It's like when I met you.
12 years ago, I met this lady, and I just found out the other day that she's a teacher.
And I even took voice lessons when I was a kid. You never knew that either, did you?
I didn't even know that till now.
Yeah.
What I did learn was I was having a conversation in Spanish with somebody, and she was sitting there, and she understood everything. Oof, y me quedé callado. I went, what? I said, and remember that? Yeah, she knows Spanish. She minored in Spanish. She has a master's and everything else. And I went to NYU, and she went to the University of U, and she has a master's. I barely got through school, and she has a master's.
But you got through it.
Now, there's a tradition. We're going to light a candle, sing happy birthday to him. And you have to get him an instrument because you got to smear your name on the cake. All right, come on out, guys. Bring me a knife.
Singers, we can sing happy birthday.
Yeah, we have a lot of people here who can sing and hold a note, not me. Come on.
Josh,
Come
you
on.
playing it for us?
I'll start it off.
All right, let's do it.
Come on out, come on out. Keep coming.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gyorgy.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much.
You know, Gyorgy, I feel horrible that you're going to be driving to Savannah on your birthday. I says nobody should drive on your birthday.
A plastic knife, guys.
Get a plastic knife so he can smear his
You have to
name.
smear your name on it.
But nobody should And that's a Latino culture thing, right?
Yeah.
And she knows what I'm talking
I
about.
don't know. We used to do it all the time. But
Did you?
we would take your pinky and do it. I guess that was before
No,
COVID.
that was to put it on your nose. but
COVID, we used our fingers.
But we wanted to send you off because you've been so gracious with us this week. You've been nice, and this was a special surprise. I wanted to meet your wife.
What a treat.
What a treat, and we would love to work with you and do the pay-per-view and merch and everything else, anything else that you want to do, because now I know where inspiration comes from. And you don't
Thank you so
stop.
much.
You keep going,
You
and
have
that's
to smudge your
important.
name.
That's important.
Smudge your name. Ring.
Like I
You
tell you,
see, strong
inspiration
woman.
don't stop. That's right. And then cut it, Joe. You cut your first piece.
Just cut it down.
Because we wanted to say thank you. Also, this portion of the show is brought to you by the Movies of Delray, the movies of
Lake
Lake
Worth.
Worth. Glenn and Rochelle have been a godsend to introduce us to this man. And some other people as well that we're going to be doing some business with as well.
Maybe we can bring Lennis there for a concert also.
We're going to,
We got things to do.
don't overwhelm
Things
me.
are coming, right?
Things are coming.
I got to tell you, what they do is, I'm in awe watching what they do.
I know.
Forget about what I want them to join us doing.
But
I'm
it
in awe
just shows,
watching.
you know, you always said to me, you've been touched by God's pinky. We talk to all these musicians that truly are a gift from God, artists, the skills that you can have, physicians. When you're touched with that gift, your gift of music, you can't learn it. It's just innately you were gifted, right? And you just got to thank God for what it is and share with people in humanity.
Absolutely.
It's funny, this coming from the woman that for 4 years I asked her to
nothing
do
to
the
say.
show with me, she said no.
Yeah, but now,
4
now I
years.
know where I come
You
from.
never know.
4 years. She said no answer and no.
Yeah.
And then together, I had to go through 12 contracts, 16 attorneys, and at the end of the day, I ripped it all up and I said, "Let's shake my hand, and we do it on a handshake, otherwise we don't do it."
All in divine timing.
7
That's
years
right.
later,
It's always
she's,
God's timing. Never,
7
never
years
ours.
later, here she sits, and this has just been
But look what we got on Monday. We went to a meeting. It made no sense at the time.
That's amazing.
Right? And for
Oh,
whatever
I love
reason, I was
that.
talking to you today. I put everything away. I grabbed this and I put it on set. I don't even know why I did it. And I'm sitting here and that makes perfect sense.
a lot of things make perfect sense as long as you go through it and you learn from it. But I want to thank you guys for coming. I
Thank you for
appreciate you
having
so
us.
much.
Thank you
That's
so
a
much.
Thank you so
pleasure.
much for inviting us again.
Or you want to take another quick break,
We'll
have
take a
some
quick
cake?
break, do some cake and stuff. So today is also appreciation for the crew for what they did on Friday. And Carolina is part of the family as well because she was there supporting us as well. And I appreciate you and everything you bring and you do.
When we
and
come
talk
back, we're
about
going to
your
talk
show.
to Caroline when
Yeah.
we come back. She and I did some housekeeping and some girl
Housekeeping?
stuff. Housekeeping?
I got a joke about housekeeping.
So more to come. How do you like the picture on the screen behind us? Did you even notice?
Yeah, I noticed.
Kind of cute,
Who
right?
did that? You? That wasn't
yeah,
you.
It was me.
Very cool.
More to come.
Que tengo miedo perderte, perderte después. Que tengo miedo perderte, perderte después. Que tengo miedo perderte, perderte después. I want some hugging, squeezing, loving, teasing, and some stuff. I really want to give you a wonderful thank you from the deepest part of my heart for letting me be a part of your life. All of me, why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my lips, I wanna lose them. Take my arms, I never use them. About the economy, and we think about gas, and we think about all the things that are wrong. And then I'm so blessed to be able to come up here and do this, which is what I love to do. Memories may be beautiful, what's too painful to remember. We simply choose to forget. So it's the last when we never always knew how it feel the magic for you. Let my life constantly in my arms is where you should be. I'm caught up in the rupture of love.
It's here for Lennis, ladies and gentlemen.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call now.
Todo Bello Balloons is a business that was born out of a passion for creating unique and beautiful balloon designs, including balloon bouquets, balloon arches, balloon columns, and more. We specialize in creating unique and beautiful balloon designs that bring your dreams into reality. We believe that balloons have the power to bring people together and create lasting memories, and we are honored to be part of that experience. Contact us and we will bring happiness to your celebrations with our balloons.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
You're not just one damn thing.
can't believe the hell I've been through. Couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I didn't know what to do. I've been through the rain, I've been through the fire. There was something that I never knew. I had an angel on my shoulder with a plan for me divine. Must be an angel on my shoulder who was right there all the time. Must be an angel. This world can be so cold and so heartless. It's hard to find your way alone. Used to run so fast, no one could catch me. I couldn't find my way back home. Well, I've laughed, I've cried, I've almost died, but my broken heart just never knew. I had an angel on my shoulder with a plan for me divine. Got to be an angel on my shoulder who was right there all the time. Everybody needs someone to cling to with an unchanging love. I finally found a hand to hold on to, a shelter to run to. Now I see he's watching over me. Got an angel on my shoulder with a plan for me divine. Got to be an angel on my shoulder who was right there, right there, right there, right there all the time. Got to be an angel, an angel, an angel, an angel who was right there all the time.
And we're back.
Did you get Gyorgy to sign your guitar? Did you get him to? I think we just got to get him a Sharpie.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll work on this.
I don't know. He played it. I feel like your fingerprints, your soul are now on the guitar.
I can't do that.
Don't get cake on it. It's still his guitar.
You have a pick? Oh, a camera.
Look at this.
I'm not going to sign your guitar. I just want to put a couple of notes there to make the Gypsy Nation song.
Holy smokes.
You missed what was going on during commercial break.
That was unbelievable. That was incredible. My hands hurt. I don't know how you do that. I really don't.
I don't know either. A lot of people ask me to, can you teach me? And then I told them, no, I know. Some people ask me to teach him my way, the version we do. And I told him, sorry, I can't. I tried, but I can't. And he took my CD, He went to the music school and give it to the teacher. Can you teach me that song same way than Gyorgy play? Because I never play one same time. So it's always different.
Gyorgy, the human hand isn't supposed to do that.
Agreed.
You know, Nolan Ryan is a baseball player.
I'm telling you one secret. She knows every time we have a show and concert, I'm creating the songs list since 15, 20 years. And it's always front of us, the set 1, set 2 by the monitors. So we see which one is the next one. But the band, they're not watching that anymore because they know me. I never play the songs when I put them down in the list. Because when I get into the stage, somehow I make connection with only one person. So let's say you're far away and I'm looking for you, I'm going to play you. And only for you. And you give everybody the energy around that. And I'm go with the flow and I'm playing other songs and I just always tell the band, skip it, skip it, skip it. So it's so much
It's all about the
Wow,
energy.
how do you know what you're going to play?
Because when I feel like to play, I'm going to play that.
So they all know to follow whatever signal you give them and they go?
Yeah. Sometimes I go down, walk to the audience, and I came up something, melody, and I always tell them, watch me. And they're good musicians, they know what to do.
Piece of cake, as they say.
So much fun. So much fun. It was a blast here on Monday night. We thank you
was.
so much. Now we got to get Lennis in to sing maybe. Maybe she'll gift us one day. With more than an hour notice, we'll give you. We'll let you know.
More than an hour notice.
Which would be incredible. So
I'm
Carolina,
okay with the hour. She needs more than an hour.
Yes.
to get
Carolina, you weren't here on Monday. No. But I'm glad you're here now. Are you enjoying?
Yes, beautiful.
And Carolina is working on the new view. She's got her first sponsor, so congratulations on that. I'm looking forward to meeting them. And how was your show today?
Excellent. Today we have a show with Dr. Sam Davis. She is the founder of the Light Academy of Florida. And she brings a really new understanding of education. She says that it's important to teach since you are a child that you have a purpose. That it's not only about grades, it's not only about what you achieve, but it's about knowing yourself and knowing that each one of us have a purpose and you are successful by fulfilling that purpose in life. So
How
it's
do you
amazing.
find your purpose at that age?
She said that experiencing different things, because what happens is sometimes you have something in mind and you only focus on that instead of allowing yourself to experience life. So it's about knowing, what the kids like, how is the family, and everything to make a whole experience for the kid, to have the opportunity to try and say, oh, I don't like this, or yes, I like that, so they can start understanding themselves and what makes them happy instead of looking for happiness outside, which is normally what happens in the society.
And what age do they start in school?
I think that she says until K9, K8.
Wow. So can you imagine finding your purpose in kindergarten? How amazing would that be?
Wow, amazing. Or at least the initial, because it's a different mentality, right? Thinking for yourself and what you want instead of waiting for somebody else to give you approval and say, this is what you're going to do. So it's a different way to see education, so it's amazing.
That's true.
Or sometimes the journey outweighs the destination. Because the journey is the learning.
Yeah.
And when you get there, then it's time to find another journey.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's funny because we talked about Laura Hill and Mrs. Freeman.
How many times I talk about the
Mrs.
lady
Freeman?
that sat across at Yeshiva University?
And there was a row, and they all had the tattoos. And they all taught me, because I was very inquisitive as a young boy, they all had a story, but Mrs. Freeman was always last. And she taught me about business, she talked about religion, she talked about how to find yourself. When I was young, must have been 6 or 7 years of age, and I used to see them all outside. But Yeshiva University was in the big building, and there wasn't as many buildings back in the day. It was really interesting, the whole concept of this stuff. But I want to meet her.
Oh.
I want to meet her in person. Is she in the country?
Yes, she's in Florida, yes.
I want to meet her because, it's funny. Sometimes you see something and you don't pay attention. Like you were talking before, you got to see the signs. And you got to take advantage of the signs because they don't come back. You know, that story you said where you lost everything and you went to the wall and you learned. You know what a miracle is? It happens once, but it happens to you once. That's the definition of a miracle, when you had one, because it changed your life.
Thanks God, yeah.
And that, to me, is what this whole learning experience is about. I tell her all the time, if you had said yes 4 years earlier, I'd probably be in the Tahiti right now, retired.
Yeah, it's all in divine timing. There's a reason for everything.
Reach you? I don't know.
But look, I found my calling now. I'm so happy. I found
You have
a
the
home.
answer. You're a gypsy. And you fit right in Glenn's party, gypsy. That's what I'm telling you.
He's like, what happened to you at the party? I'm like, I don't know. It just felt like I had been there before.
Nobody,
right?
no,
We knew nobody at the party. I knew you.
nobody gave me instructions to
We
this
didn't even know
party.
Prosperity. We had even never met his wife before. Like, we knew nobody walking into this party on a rainy Saturday night.
Right.
But I walked in, you started playing, and I knew I just felt like I was home. I could have stayed all night. And they said, do you want to stay all night?
I get to hear
Actually,
his
that
stuff.
gig was hired me to 30 minutes. And then he said, can you stay 30 more minutes? And after, can you stay 1 more hour? Third time, can you stay 1 more hour? We stay until came home 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. for me.
Yeah, I was just like, I thought you said it was an hour show. He's like,
Oh, it was hopping. He
like,
had
oh,
that place
It turned
hopping.
into a gypsy night because
It
that's
was a
what
total
happens.
gypsy night.
Yeah, if he's like, we're doing a gypsy wedding, I'm like, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be like 8 o'clock in the morning and they're still playing.
It was a totally gypsy night. And everyone
And it was pouring.
pouring.
It's a good thing.
When has
Otherwise,
it
they'll
not
still
been
be
pouring
there.
Recently, I feel like every
Pouring.
night.
I don't even realize it was raining. I was keep playing.
And nobody cared that it was raining.
Nobody cared. That was so much.
But
And he,
it was
and
so
he put the
great.
brandy iced tea in the rain. So you had to go get it in the rain. I filled it up 4
in
times.
the rain. Where is this school? Because it sounds fascinating.
Here in South Florida.
In South Florida.
Yes.
You were just talking, there's no coincidences, it's only your purpose. So, and here you are talking about the school. I remember when my kids were going to school, they had to pick their major in high school, what they were going to do when they went to college.
Yeah.
My daughter knew she wanted to be an artist. I knew my son was going to go into legal philosophy. But and we said in high school, but now they're doing it in kindergarten. But it's not about your job, it's about finding
It
out
has
who
nothing
you are.
to do. That's what she was explaining. It has nothing to do with the career. It has to do with what makes you happy. Because if you're happy, you can achieve everything in life.
Wait a minute. They ask you, they tell you you had to pick a career in high school?
Now it's middle school, yeah. They want to put you on
You
this,
had that?
on this track. Is your son in an art school?
He goes to Franklin Academy, so he's in a charter school. And they do have arts and an incredible drama program there that's spearheaded by Mary Caperna there, and they're just amazing. But yeah, no, like he takes art there, but he eventually wants to go into an all arts high school.
He'll probably go to Dreyfus. or
When you
something.
were in high school, did you know you wanted to be a musician?
Oh, he's been
I born to be a musician.
You were already, you
He
came
was
out of the
playing when he
womb.
was 4.
That's amazing.
We have a tradition when the baby born, before everybody go to see the baby, the father has to go to the hospital and give it to the instrument or the violin bow. That's our tradition. Give it to the baby hand
Really?
before they do anything with his body or something, because they give him and we bless him. He's gonna be born into the be a musician. That's just no
Really?
question. And then you wanna be because you grow up in that. Like my father's a long time ago back then, they came home with the band, they drinking, eating, playing. It's all about just music everywhere.
Right.
When I'm traveling my band, they're not just playing in the show. I have a lot of video. We waiting for during flight to the airport. They pick up the guitar and play the sings. A million video when the audience before the airplane we getting in the clapping and they listen
Oh, I
to
can
us.
imagine. That plane would be
After
a
the
trip.
show, we going up in the hotel elevator. The first question they went, which room we going? Which means they're gonna bring a drink and we're gonna play until the morning. So always
When
in the
they're from
car.
Florida, they come to our house. It'll be 2, 3 in the morning, and I'm like, guys, we have neighbors that have regular jobs. Come inside and play inside the office because I love it, but you're serenading the whole neighborhood. They will play
That's
all the
amazing.
time. It's just what they do.
That's amazing. In Puerto Rico, they used to stay up all night. They used to do sapón, you know,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
sapón.
yeah,
They, at 6
yeah.
o'clock in the morning, I woke up, they're still playing. And my brother didn't care. They just wanted to keep playing. You know, my brother must have been a gypsy
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you, Harry played everything. Piano, guitar, everything, drums. When he was playing the drums one time and they flew out of his hands, he almost killed me, and then he picked up another two and started playing again. I'm like, what is wrong with this guy?
Anyone else in your house musical?
No.
I didn't think so.
Me and Mimi, we can't even sing a beat. But Harry,
You can dance, right?
I danced a little bit.
Yes.
Not anymore. I'm a little old now. Back in the day, we used to dance a lot. But I tell you, it's still the rhythm. El ritmo is still there. You know, it's all about. And now that I know she's from the Heights. We used to go parrandeando all over the Heights.
Yeah, of course.
That was such a big deal among Latino communities.
Yeah.
When I came to Florida, I says, "Where's the parranda? Nobody did that down here.
There's none.
There's none of that." So I tell them I want to take us all on the July Christmas. I want to go parrandeando to all the stores.
Christmas in July. You should
And
do.
just do it, man. And you want to make some noise, man. I'm gonna tell you something. And what I love is like your son, the younger generation. Because if you get a hold of them and you teach them these traditions, they don't know it.
Yeah.
And it just drives me crazy. My two sons don't even know it. I don't know what's wrong with them. But you got to teach the traditions. You got to keep it going. At least with your daughter, I thought I had a shot. Now she's leaving.
She's leaving. She'll be back, I hope. We'll see. But yeah, she's leaving in a week. What else did she talk about?
She gave very good recommendations about how she organized herself and the importance of having a gratitude journal, which
She
is
started a whole school.
Yes.
She's not just a teacher.
I know.
She started a whole school.
Yes, and you know that her degree is engineering, and then she says,
course
"This is
it
not
is.
for me." She says, "I want to help people. I want to help kids." So she went to education, and then she said, "This is not enough. I need to create a better school."
Has the school opened yet, or is it?
No, the first year will start this year now.
And it's called Lighthouse?
The Light Academy of Florida,
Wow.
because she's bringing light. So that's perfect.
A whole different mindset, right? So
Totally
it's probably
different mindset.
mindful school where they practice gratitude.
Where's
write
the
in
school? Do
journals.
you know where it is?
I don't know. I don't
We
know
should invite the
exactly.
school. We had a school come in here one time and like 30 of them over there. Remember that?
There's a lot of new schools out in the area because there are so many people a little disenchanted with our public school system.
A little.
A little?
Little. It's a scary zone now.
It's very scary zone.
So I got an idea. Talking to them, I came up with a new idea.
Oh, jeez. Teddy.
I want to get an airline. I want to get a plane.
Let's-
And you put singers on the plane to play music on the plane. You got to raise the ticket prices a little bit, but the way things are going, don't you think that would be a great idea? So they stand
they're
up.
already raising it, so yeah, might as well.
I mean, they're raising it anyway, right?
Why not?
But think about
G-Man's
that.
here.
I know, it's not working. But think about that, and they go up and down. When I used to go to Europe, I only traveled first class because I wasn't going to sit in the back for $27,000. We used to play games in the front, and there were different games that we did on the plane until they told me to sit down because I was a little bit juiced, but it was fun.
It's always about fun. Isn't it amazing how things are always in alignment here?
Yeah.
Totally.
Right? You
Kinda
just never
scary.
know. It's scary. Today's just bigger than you can't even put your finger on. It just happens. It's just one of those things that it just is.
I'm still
A
amazed.
lot of
Laura.
praise we traveling in, especially from Latin America. I always sold when we arriving to the airport, they have live entertainment everywhere
In South America?
South America, everywhere. We went to Colombia, Mexico. I sold like Mexico last time was 5-piece band. We get off from the plane and the event is a good idea.
Now, the band you had here on Monday,
Because when you wait, the people just listen to the music, have fun.
it passes time for sure.
Yeah.
Your Congo player on Monday night, he's been with you since the beginning.
Yes, he's the original.
How incredible is that? 15
It-
years.
I mean, he must have seen everything because you've been all over the world, and you've been with him all over the world.
Well, no, oftentimes because our schedules don't coincide, I have a business partner and we run a business from here, so I try and stay close to home as much as possible. Then I'll go to New York for certain performances and certain shows, but for the most part, I try and stay close to home base, as close as possible. He goes off.
I gotta tell
We,
you,
we
that
don't
is-
know our schedule. Usually I just tell her, honey, I'm going to be 2 days off. I'm going to California. See you later. Or last month she said, I'm be in Ohio. I'm coming back 2-3 days. So
Yeah, well, Probably going over
or I'm going New York.
Man, but how do you do it? How do you do that? I mean, some of the places that he plays are great. Some of the places that you play, I would do everything in my power to be
Carnegie
there.
Hall, Tony Bennett.
Are you kidding me? I seen some of the pictures that he sent me. I'm like, last night, I'm like, are you kidding me?
And you were on Broadway as well.
Well, I did that like in high school. It's more like a student thing that I did. But yeah, I learned quickly that that was not for me. Just because, you know, the show is great and it evolves a lot, but it's the same thing every night, night after night. And my energy is not one that can just do this 7 days a week, the same song, same words. And most people on Broadway, you know, that's their career. And I have friends that do that. And they love it, and I'm like, you really just have to love it. And to me, that's what jazz is. Jazz is like my breathing. I fake everything else, but jazz is. Oh, sorry. But jazz is really where everything.
So when are you going to
comes
open a jazz club?
I don't know if I want to do that. Not in this state. I think that it's every jazz club, even like Duke Ellington's club that was here when I first came down here. Everything's always closed because. Unfortunately, when you start getting into I call it into the cut of jazz, it's not the American songbook that everybody knows. It's so much more.
Right.
And I just don't see there's not really an audience that loves that here. You know, it works in Chicago, it works in New York, it works in Louisiana. I haven't seen it work in Florida yet, and everybody's tried. So no, I won't do it.
I studied
Also in
jazz.
Europe, when I go there, 70% restaurant or clubs when we go out after show, jazz. Only this is the number one, music, the jazz.
Well, you know, the other problem is that
If you have somebody salsa or Latin band in Europe, it's unique. It's really, really unique. People go only theater or they go into the club to listen to because it's not the one they normally listen to. So most of them jazz and classical.
in the Latin music also with the Cubanos here in South Florida, they love it. Jesse Campos, I don't know if you know Jesse.
I know Jesse. We're very good friends.
Jesse Campos, tell her Freddie said hi. She's been with us for
Hobby
7
Productions,
years.
absolutely.
We've known her for a long time.
A long time.
I remember when Jesse first started back in the day.
She's amazing.
She's always been amazing.
Me and her, we've sat down and written songs together. Like,
Wow.
Yeah, we go back a long way.
My goodness, you know everybody I know. Carmen, you know Carmen?
Carmen Medina, absolutely.
I just spoke to Carmen yesterday. I said to come by. That she's touring now. My God, all these people are. When we were at iHeart, it was a lot easier because
Right.
people wanted to be at the iHeart studios
Right,
with us, and
right.
they used to come and do sets, and they used to sing, and they used
You
to
know,
talk.
everyone got so hit hard with COVID in the entertainment industry, and they had to find another way.
Yep.
Or really find your purpose and find your why and dig deep. I saw Carmen at my father-in-law's senior
You
home.
told me.
It was Christmas, I guess, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And she looks fantastic.
She's great. She's great.
Jesse was in. Where do they have the jazz clubs in
South
the south?
Beach?
No, in the south. Ugh, I went down and she was performing at a jazz club.
She was in Hollywood.
No, she another state.
South of us?
In Louisiana?
Louisiana.
Yeah, New Orleans.
New
Yeah,
Orleans.
Yeah, I remember.
She was
when
at the
went to
jazz
New
club
Orleans.
there, and I was walking by, and I knew Jesse, and there's the plaque,
Yeah.
and I'm like, so I run inside. Lennis is telling me, "Where are you going, Jesse?" And I'm screaming, looking for her. She wasn't there, and the cops came and says, "Sir, what is wrong with you?" I says, "That's my sister."
Yeah.
And they left me alone.
Are you okay? Yeah.
Oh man, I tell you, but Jesse was great. And, you know, but jazz, I studied jazz in NYU.
No,
Because
amazing.
something about the beat and the rhythm
Yeah.
and the story behind the story that has a story. And my brother used to say to me, you got to learn music. You got to learn music from here
Yes.
before you can ever learn it from here.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, hey, what the hell are you talking about? I listen with this. I don't listen with this. 'Cause I was young. And he played all sorts of things. Harry broke his collarbone playing football for DeWitt Clinton High School.
Oh.
And I had to hold his arm in a cast like this while he played the piano. And we played One Is the Loneliest Number. Don't ask me.
Well, if you see Oppenheimer, they ask him when he's young in school, do you see the music? Not here, do you see the music?
Yes.
He says, yes. You have to see it because he was truly a visionary.
And there's all sorts. Jimi Hendrix used to say the same
Yeah.
thing. Can you hear Jimmy? And a lot of people can't hear Jimmy
Right.
because they don't understand what that means. You know?
When we talk about purpose, what is your purpose? I guess start with Lennis.
My purpose is to compose God's children through music. I always say, I don't compose music, I don't write it. It's something that exists from heaven that we come and bring with us. It's a gift, like we always say. So I always say that my journey is to plant seeds and let God grow them. And that's it.
How about you, Gyorgy?
Similar, same, but my more purpose to just keep going what I'm doing and make people happy. That's more important.
I truly believe, seeing you perform and the things I truly believe that he doesn't stop. He just keeps going and going. And it's refreshing in the business to meet people like you, seriously, because a lot of people, there's always the bottom line, there's always the this, there's always the that. It's not about the purity of the music. And the artists in here that we have, it's all about the sharing and the giving, and we sell it, we promote it, we do whatever we can to help them. We started, when COVID hit, our artists were put in the street, and we virtually had to go get Amy's stuff and bring it in here because she didn't know. She called me at midnight, another midnight deal, and told me, listen, I got nowhere to go. What am I going to do? I said, we'll pick it up tomorrow, we'll bring it in, we'll figure it out.
Right.
Not a problem.
How about you, Carolina?
I believe that my purpose is just to be happy, because I think that if you're happy, you bring the happiness wherever you go, and then everything will unfold. And that being said, the purpose will keep changing. The main purpose is the same, but you keep acting differently until you get that.
How to be happy.
She's a
That's
teacher
big.
of patience.
Oh my gosh.
This woman has the patience of God itself.
And she always has
That's
a smile.
amazing. I'm envious.
Always has this beautiful smile, just like that.
You and me both. But she has plenty of patience. She has more patience than me. Most
And
patience
you have
I've
more
ever
than
seen.
most.
More than most. And my mother had even more. But
Than you.
patience is something you learn, yeah.
Yeah.
My mother used to watch me. It's funny because Dawn doesn't understand. My mother used to watch me stick my finger in the light socket because that was the only way to learn, right? And as long as I didn't kill myself, she was happy. Yeah, you hurt, you're healed.
Yeah.
So I say to Dawn, don't do, let them learn, let them do. Because if you don't fail, you don't learn.
Yeah.
It's really simple. And the math is easy. But it's refreshing to meet people in our business that actually do something for someone else, man. That's really, really, really what it's all about. Friday night when this crew went out and we did that deal, that show, I let them do it.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? Don't come to me. Do it. And they all did something different. And they had to work control. They had to do crowd control. They had to do this. They had to do that. And they had to do it as a team.
As a team.
Right? And I said to Dawn, yeah, go give out these. We give away all sorts of prizes in the theater. And I walk in there and I'm dying. Because Dawn's never done that either.
And then he says to me today, do we have any left? I said, no, I gave them all away. He said, why? I said, because you told me to.
You were
He
20.
said,
I told you to give away 6.
I didn't tell you to give away all of them. I said, you said, and I didn't know I was doing this.
And you gave away all the tickets to the movie
We
theater.
had hired a DJ who was supposed to come at 6 and warm everybody up and do all the giveaways. He shows up at 7:10.
Oh.
The concert starts at 7:30, and we had all these 80-year-olds wanting to sit in their seats and what we're going to do with them. So he says, here, go give all of these away. So I thought, all right, let's give them all away.
She gave them all away.
All away.
She was so happy, so happy giving it away to people. That was amazing.
I mean, there
And
were
people
winning
was so happy.
cruises and dinners.
Did
and
you
movie
get anything?
tickets.
No.
How can that be? She must have given away 80
Frank
prizes.
did. Frank got something.
Everybody
Frank
got
a cruise.
something. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
Which I guess is the delivery, right?
Yeah.
Because we made them wait in the lobby too long while we were setting up.
Right.
No,
It's the
they
way
just
they
got
hook
there earlier than they.
'Cause we told them to.
Because everyone's in a different crowd. You know, early to me means I'm 10 minutes late.
Yeah.
Early to them means they're an hour
They're
early.
an hour early. Yeah.
They showed up. But I didn't realize the problem was that in the movie theater, all those people, the control of it is very difficult. We were supposed to give
Yes.
prizes, but the DJ wasn't there. I should have just grabbed the mic and done it. But I said,
yeah.
her shoe broke, so I'm holding her shoe, holding the glue, moving people along, selling popcorn.
The
working.
entertainment business.
It
You know,
was
you learn though.
hilarious.
It's like J-Lo and the wedding planner. You always need a backup.
Of course.
You need super glue. You need an extra pair of shoes. You need bobby pins. There has to be a hole to go.
Yep.
Not for the guys. The guys
No,
just need
they
extra
just
strings,
don't
right?
even
For the
mind.
guitar.
But when he played, I figured, how hard could this be? He made everything look simple, and they had belly dancers and flamethrowers, and they had all sorts of things going on. That thing with the hand going, everything.
We had the belly dancer in here last week, Dawn. She was amazing also.
So I said, it couldn't be that difficult. My goodness gracious, I'm gonna tell you something. Do
I
not
said the
attempt
tip of the
something.
iceberg looks very easy, but there's a whole ocean underneath that took preparation.
The New York in me bubbled up to the surface.
Yeah,
And I said,
exactly.
because when you're in New York, nothing phases you.
Right.
Right? I mean, you go through, we went through 9/11, we went through the plane 3 days later, they lost the tail and everything else. Nothing
I tell my
phases
kids,
you.
I'm like, listen, you ride the train over there. I didn't even drive until I moved permanently down here because I had the train. And then whenever I had a big event, there was always a Lincoln Town car sent to me. So it was never like, oh, what are you going to do? I'm like, driving. Why am I going to drive? What am I going to drive for? The train is there. So in the train, you learn everything. You learn to accept everyone and everything.
Wait a
because
minute,
have
you
no
took the
choice.
one train?
The one and the 9, A train. all
You
the
took
time.
the one train.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, somebody get me a trophy to give her. The one train.
All the way from 231st to Union Square Theater where I was working.
Oh, you didn't
Says
take
to
the
me, I
A?
would never make the one train. He said you
Oh,
would
yeah.
die on
I
the one
walked
train.
to the A train in the Heights because I was not taking that one no more.
Well, but I was out in the Bronx, growing up.
Right,
so
you were
I
further
had
north.
to take and then if I got to like 181st, maybe I'll jump onto the A train. Depends.
Yeah, because to
Sometimes I
take the one train at the Heights, you had to go in the elevator of death.
Yeah. How about 191st Street?
Oh, my
that
God.
was even worse.
Oh my God.
When the elevator broke down, it's like 17 stories, 17 flights of stairs to come out to the street. It's the deepest, dungeonous.
And the
train
most
stop ever.
perfumous. It smells delicious.
Oh, it smells great. It's amazing. It's a unique smell.
I took the A train. I told my mother, I said, Mom, I'm going to go to NYU. I'm taking the A train. I don't care how many miles away it is. Because the A train had nice cars. I don't understand the whole philosophy. The one train everybody took.
Yeah.
The A train was always empty. It was fun. But if she took the one, I'm going to tell you, there's a warrior over there.
What was it like when they told you were going to sing with Tony Bennett?
Well, I mean, I think the whole experience at the Grammys was, I still call it like the mirage. I think that adrenaline kind of slows everything down. It's almost like when you're going into a car accident or something is going to happen, it's like you almost feel like time is slowing down. I think that whole week was just crazy.
Surreal?
And it was, it was just over the top and, meeting Katie Lang and Boyz II Men and Juan Luis Guerra. Like, that was the first time that I was able to shake his, and he's like our Dominican icon. He's amazing. And he went to Berklee College of Music. I got to meet Luis Miguel there. I mean, it was an incredible night. Cachao was playing, Andy Garcia was singing, and I got to dance with Andy Garcia and his nephew.
Wow.
I mean, it's a really great blast. It's a lot of fun. So like
Those are
it was just
icons,
kind of
man.
like it didn't really faze me as much just because the whole experience was surreal. That then, they're like, Lennis, you're singing with Kenny Loggins, and then Arturo Sandoval is gonna come in and you're gonna do the duet with them, and we're gonna, and, it was just like, you're like on a schedule, right? So, and I had been doing that for such a long time that you're just like, okay, you play a role, you kind of do it. And it was after, when I got back home to New York, that I was like,
What just
all
happened?
of that just happened?
How old were you?
Wow.
I was 19.
Wow.
So
You
I was
gotta
like,
start
I can't
early.
believe that. Just my whole entire life, I had a full scholarship to Jacksonville University. I was going to be the singing marine biologist because I'm all about the ocean. And it wasn't until Berklee handed me a full scholarship and the application at the Grammys and said, we want you at our school. Called my mom. It was 3 a.m. here, and it's And I was like, I'm going to Berkeley. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, I'm not going to Jacksonville. I'm going to Berkeley.
Wow.
You know who went to Jacksonville? It's just, again, my son Freddie.
Really? Yeah, no, I was
Good
really
school.
just going to come down and do marine biology.
And just
That's
like
what I
that,
wanted to do.
you sang, they gave you the application, scholarship, in a second.
In the shift of an hour, my whole life changed its course.
Now, yesterday on the phone, you told me you won a Grammy. 3?
A couple of awards.
Tell
yeah.
us some of the music.
One of them, the fastest guitar player in the world, Golden Hand Award.
So the European.
European. Most of them Europeans, because like she does here in US, I did. Our client is different, so we play for king, princess, all of them. Also, I perform artists here in US, which is famous for. But for us, it's more important, more different clients I work with, like she does.
Royalty.
Royalties.
But you
and
did a movie
people
soundtrack, no?
still today we work with companies and people I can't tell. So it's the movie soundtracks. We have a couple of Mob King. Twice I did now. I think this is gonna be the 4th series. You know Mob King, the movie?
The Mob
seen it.
King.
Yeah, I doing all of
You're
this.
doing the Mob King?
Yeah, doing
Know
Mob
him
King. The
too.
first one that was there, I was even acting there, play for him a couple of songs, and then 2 weeks ago he just called me, send me other songs because I'm putting to the next series.
Yeah.
He's a good
He got
friend.
the next one coming out.
Yeah, he's living in Boca, yeah. He's a good friend. Also, I play with Jose Feliciano, but because he's,
You play con el cieguito.
I play with him, but
Cheito.
we broke up. We
Who?
broke up middle of the concert. We broke up with Jose
In
Feliciano.
other words, there was a disagreement.
Disagreement, yeah.
Well, Cheito used to fight with everybody. He's from San Sebastian.
Yeah.
And that city in Puerto Rico is where half of my family lives, so we used to hang out in his house.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
And we used to call him a cieguito because he's blind.
He's a really nice guy, blind guy. He speaks Hungarian.
Does
he
he?
has family from Hungary. So I became his second guitar player. And one of the concerts in Miami, I was like too loud or I don't know, and he always told me, go on.
Lower
Like
the sound.
2, 3 times, 4 times. And then he said, he's always playing Malagueña. He has his special version for Malagueña. And then after we finished his solo, he told the audience, I have a new Jose Feliciano after me. He's Gyorgy Lakatos. He's going to play a song. I would like to introduce him to play a solo. And I told them in the microphone, because I know I'm going to leave the band. I told in the microphone, you guys heard Malagueña by Jose Feliciano. Now let me play
So in
Jose
other words, you
Feliciano
stepped on him.
by and I play much better or differently. I don't use my right hand, just the left. I play with one hand the whole songs. So the people get crazy and they was get up and
My goodness.
yeah. So we did a lot of those nice stuff.
There was a lot of political stuff with
Yeah, you know how
Seguido.
it goes.
Well, think about the people, the royalty that they've both sang with and performed with.
Also recorded with a lot of famous like was the wow. Forget the
Yeah,
name.
see, I don't know.
See, she's got the look. See the
No,
look?
he's like,
Gloria
"Do you know?"
Estefan.
Oh, Gloria
so
Estefan.
they give me a deal, but I throw back the deal because they was told me to be a rapper, and they give me a name
They
to
wanted to
Gypsy
change
G.
his whole style,
So they
is what,
recorded the video like I'm rapping Gypsy language, something new, but I told them no.
Gloria did that to you?
Yeah.
Well,
I
the
met Gloria down at
Estefan
Coconut.
Enterprise.
Yeah.
You know, it's the company, not her.
It's
Someone
her
else told
husband.
us- Someone else
Her
told us that
husband.
happened with somebody else.
Yeah, it's funny because we were just talking about that on the morning show. Freddie Prinze was somebody that I watched in Chico and the Man. I used to tell my mother, I'm going to be the next Freddie Prinze.
Wow.
Because the Latino was not in television.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and I see the blacks and the Jews and everybody's fighting for that position. And sometimes if a Latino was left behind, and that's why I asked her to come, because I would like to bring
Yeah,
Latino Nation up. You know, we're going to be the #1 minority in the next presidential election.
Yeah.
So we have a voice, man, and we got to learn how to be smarter. But I love the fact that you have played with so many different styles and people. And again, You're different in this business.
Because, also my family and I'm coming from different places, like musician. It's not like I'm a big star or something, but I didn't need it to be famous here after my grandfather today, because when I travel with him, everywhere the newspaper, the media following him. So when we go everywhere, they also interview me. So my first time was 14 years, but it's every day happen with him when we travel. So I don't need to be. When I came here, US, it's a different country for me, but it's the more important thing for me to feel the place to be home. Like I'm here in the TV. If you interview me, call me here one time, I don't feel good, I'm not coming back second time. Doesn't matter how much they offer me or something.
That's all about a feeling. What you were saying about the vortex, right?
It's the vortex. You just gotta know. You just gotta feel. You may not.
This
see
is
it,
the 12th time we're going back to California. That's a club with the stage, like Molerustyle in France, those kind of places. Not the huge one, but we're going back because the two owner became our friend, and we feel like we're home. So we don't even. Sometimes when they call me, I don't even ask him what it's going to pay or what is the details, because I know I'll go back.
That's August 23rd.
Yeah, 23rd and 24th.
In San Francisco.
In San Fran.
It's just amazing. We got to tell our San Francisco people. It's just, it's
always
it's
they call me. The 20th, I have a first show at the small theater in Fort Pierce. I'm going to perform. The things I told the lady, the phone, don't talk about price, nothing. Let me play once time there. If I feel myself good, I'm gonna be coming back. If it's not, I'm not even called. That's the way I work. If it's the place blessed, I'm go there. If it's not, not. So that's the most important things, to feel yourself good to play.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I'm not a musician who go there to taking a job. This is job. That's what we're making a living, but I don't take for my job. Because soon as I'm taking for this job, forget about it. It's not good.
Well,
It's
you're
not
an
good.
artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's an artist.
He's a consummate artist.
He's an artist.
And where I went to Berkeley, I studied music business and management. So I have the brains and the art. For me, it's both,
And the bar is high. And the bar is high because you guys, you don't settle for second best. You settle for best, and you create paths that others will follow, which is the part I love. I mean, you've been a gentleman ever since I met you that night with me, and I tell Glenn and I told Rochelle that we're here the other night when they played, and we told them, they invite us to their homes to have dinner. I mean, how else do you make family? I mean, family is family. It's a whole different setup here, and our kids in here today is Appreciation Day, and I'm glad you came down. So I want them to understand. The business is not only about money. Sometimes business is about
relationships.
That's what it's all about.
It's really what it is.
Because nobody could ever take that away from me. And some of the people, I am shocked, man. I'm dying to call my sister.
Ready to wrap this up? You can call Mimi.
Let's do that.
All right. Thank you so much,
Thank
Lennis.
you for having us.
so much.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday. Safe
Thank you very
travels. I
much.
can't wait to have you both here again. Carolina, it's always a pleasure. And to our crew, we appreciate you so much. I'm glad we even got you 3 bags of chips today. So thank you for doing all of that. Have a great afternoon. We'll be here tonight, all night with True Oldies. So tune into Amp Media Productions, and we'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.